So a good tip to get back on track is to have some meals that are already prepped or to do some meal prep. And these are some meatballs, different kinds. These are kind of Greek meatballs with feta, and they're made out of minced beef. And these are a mix of beef and pork and with cheese inside. And these are kind of Asian style meatballs made out of pork. And this is a moussaka that I made a while back, so I'll also take this one out of the freezer so we can have it in this weekend. So I just took out 8 of those meatballs so we can have them for breakfast or lunch these upcoming days. And pretty soon I will also meal prep some more of those, because they're really nice to have on hand, especially with all of the different flavors. That's really nice. And for dinner today I took out this chili con carne that I made a few weeks back, and I also took out the rest of the grilled cauliflower, so we will have that as a side to the chili con carne this evening. Okay, so since yesterday I put on about a pound, so that's funny. I'm going to have these 3 meatballs with some red pepper jelly and some mayo for my lunch. And a little later on in the day I made this hot cacao with a whole egg and some cream on top. So it's also keto and it's really delicious, and it keeps me satisfied until dinner, where we had that chili con carne again. Yay, I lost 2 pounds. Of course it's just water weight, but anyway, it's really nice to lose some weight. Now we are going into the fitness center where we're going to work out this morning. And it's Sunday morning and we really like it at this point because the center is almost empty. And I always start out upstairs where all of the cardio machines are, and I really like to use the cross trainer because it's a little gentle on my hip, and I will still get my sweat up and get warm in my body, and my pulse will rise as well. I usually do 10 minutes and then I'm warm. And then I go back downstairs, and as you can see it's almost empty. There's only one guy here. So I'm going to train my back muscles and my arm muscles on this thing. And I use this cable thing in 3 different heights. So the first one is mostly for my back and shoulders, and then the next one is for the middle of my back, and the lowest one kind of reaches some other muscles. So I always do 3 sets of 12 repetitions on each of the levels. Then I go out and stretch my back on the foam roller, and it cracks a lot in my back. And I also do some other stretches for my back. This one is really nice for my lower back, and I do that in each direction and do it twice. And then I also stretch out my legs and arms, and I do some sit-ups and some for my butt. And I work out 3 times a week, and every day I go for a walk for about 30 minutes to 1 hour, maybe a little longer. And my reason, especially for the workouts, are not really to lose weight. Of Of course, that's a side effect, and that's really nice. I like that. But I actually do it because I'm in a lot of pain, especially in my back and in my hip, my knees, my feet. Everything just hurts all over. Some of it is because of my weight, and some just hurt, and no one can figure out why. So the exercise and the stretching and all of that, it helps some of the pain. So instead of being 100% in pain, I may be at a 70 to 80%. So that helps me during my everyday life. And after my workout, I always go out and clean my hands really well with some soap, and also my face, because I'm touching a lot of machines that all other people touch as well, and not everyone is cleaning the machines after them. So that's just a precaution. And now I'm finished with my workout, so we are going home now.
Hi, Bobby.
This morning I also brought Holly. Usually I don't, but she has epilepsy, so she has to get her medicine at the same time every day. And this Sunday we went for our workout about an hour and a half earlier than usual, so that's why I had to bring her so she could get her medicine, because we had to go to a shop before we came home this morning. So I just take a piece of brie and push her medicine into it, and then I'll give it to her, and she eats all of it every time. So that's a really easy way to give your dog some medicine. And after we got home, we're just sitting in our living room and relaxing with a nice cup of coffee. Preben is eating some yogurt, and Holly is always having the last couple of drops of my coffee because she just loves it so much. And we are just having a really easy lunch. These are some of my homemade sausages with garlic and chilies, with cow candy and so on. So I just put them in the air fryer, and now they are done. They're just really delicious, and it's so easy to make food in the air fryer. These are some chorizo sausages that I also made myself. And some days when we are both home, we are also having a cup of coffee or hot cacao or something in the afternoon, and this time we had it with whipping cream on top, so that's really delicious. This evening we are going to eat that moussaka that I took out of the freezer the other day, and it's really delicious. It's with veggies from the garden, and on top of it I have some pepper relish that I also made from garden peppers. Yay, I'm down 4 pounds since yesterday. Once again, I'm starting out my day with some coffee with milk in it. At lunchtime, I just had some more of these sausages from the other day. I also had one of these sparkling waters. It is with raspberry and rhubarb, and there's no sugar or substitutes or anything in it. It's just pure carbonated water with a little flavoring. And later on in the afternoon I felt like a hot cacao, so I made one with an egg again, and I blended it with some boiling water. I put in some electrolytes, also to give it a salty taste, and some cacao powder. I also use a little xanthan gum just to make it a little thicker. I really like that. And then I just blended it up again. And I also chose to have a little whipping cream on top of it. That's definitely not necessary, but it's a little yummy and it looks so nice. It's just so delicious. Just be aware that every time you put something in your mouth, your insulin will increase like your blood sugar, and that can make it so that it's difficult to lose weight. But because I have been off track, I'm a little more hungry than I used to be. So in the first couple of days, I will eat a few more smaller meals, and then I will go back to about 2 meals a day. And I also had this small meatball. And then at the evening, we had this moussaka again, just the same as yesterday. And we also had a few pork rinds that I fried in the air fryer. And another pound down. And I just finished my workout, and I will just have one of these sausages from the other day. And back home, I'm having my coffee again with Holly. She had her food, and now she's just relaxing in her bed, and she wants to go out for a walk in a little while. Come on, baby. Go on, Jessica. I was meal prepping a lot of meatballs this day, so I'm just going to have a few of them for my lunch. And in a few videos time, I will also have a video ready with all of the meal prepping with all of these meatballs. And this was just the first batch out of about 10 batches of meatballs, and 3 different flavors. And I had a few of them for my lunch, and I also had this sugar-free cola. And for dinner we had the rest of the moussaka with some butter on top. This is some minced pork that I have fried up with some eggs, and I have some mayo and some red pepper jelly on top of it. And this evening we are having broccoli rice with a beef patty and some pork roast. So I tried to weigh myself every day this first week back on track, just to show you all of the fluctuations on the scale. But I would not recommend doing that yourself every day, just like forever, because you could get really discouraged by doing it. If I had only weighed myself the first day and then a week later, the scale would have showed a loss of 6 pounds, so I would be really happy. But most of that weight just came off over one night, where I was up and on the toilet for 4 times that night, so it was just a lot of water weight. But still, of course, I'm happy to get rid of that water weight. What I'm saying is just that I saw that big loss in one day or one night, and then the following days I didn't really lose that much. And now when I'm filming this, we are about 4 days later, and I put on about a pound again. It's not because I put on some fat, it's just the water that's going up and down all the time. So now that I'm weighing myself every day for a while, I can see all of those fluctuations. And if you're not aware of it, you could get really disappointed and discouraged by seeing that, because you know that you're doing all the right things, and even though you're doing it, you're putting on just a little weight once in a while, where you thought you should be losing a lot of weight. And of course, that's in my mind as well. So weighing yourself every day can be a little demotivating, but I also find it really interesting to see which days I'm losing the weight and which days it's just staying the same. Last night I was working out, and then today I put on 300 grams of weight. And that's because of water weight. Every time I work out, I put on a little water and then I will lose it again. So if I see for like a whole month, of course I should be losing some weight, but from day to day it can go up and down several pounds. In the upcoming days or maybe weeks, I will try to film everything that I eat, and maybe I will also continue to weigh myself every day just for a little while to see how everything turns out. So remember to subscribe and like the video so that you can follow along and see how it's going for me and how much weight I will lose during this month of February. I think that maybe next week I will go back to eating a little more carnivore and a little less keto. So a little less vegetables, and I might also skip the milk just to see how that affects my weight. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.